No, it turns into Jefferson.
Ma'am, what's your name?
Samantha Schaefer.
Schaefer? Okay.
Yes, sir.
We're in session and cause number 328960. The case is style of state of Texas versus Samantha M. Schaefer.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Schaefer, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Schaefer, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. Schaefer, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Ms. Schaefer?
I'm good.
That's good. Ms. Schaefer, you're here represented by your attorney, Mr. Tom Burbank. Mr. Burbank, do you waive a record in Ms. Schaefer's case?
We do.
Ms. Schaefer, I have before me a document that is titled information, and this information alleges that on or about January 24th of 2021, while you're in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed to Class B misdemeanor offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 2A. Ms. Schaefer, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, Ms. Schaefer, how do you plead? Guilty,
Guilty.
not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
Now, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? You have to speak up.
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. Schaefer, I also have before me a document that is titled the misdemeanor plea admonishments. On page 2 of this document, Ms. Schaefer, there are 2 sets of initials. That's your, I guess, a set for your attorney, and another set, SS, on a line next to a box that says guilty. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir.
And on page 3 of the same document, there's a signature above the line that's titled defendant. Did you sign this document?
Yes, sir.
And on the next document, which is titled trial court certification to defendant's right of appeal, there's a signature above the line that's titled defendant. Did you sign this document?
Yes, sir.
And at the top of this document, there are 2 boxes that's checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
The second box that's checked states that you are waiving your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now, Ms. Schaefer, prior to signing and initialing these documents that I have just mentioned, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me state's exhibit number 1. State, you like to offer state's exhibit number 1? You must be on mute, is it up?
We have no objections to stage 1, Judge.
Okay, he having some technical problems. Yeah, you still having technical problems.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah, it is, that is.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and no objections, state's exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Burbank, you've advised and counseled Ms. Schaefer. Is there any evidence that she is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Schaefer, your attorney, Mr. Burbank, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. Schaefer, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your pleas and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
It's a 40 days county jail. She has credit for 40 days. So court cost to be taxed and retired.
Ms. Schaefer, the state is offering that you serve 40 days in the Jefferson County Jail. However, you will not have to serve any more time in the Jefferson County Jail because you've already served 40 days in Jefferson County Jail. You'll be given credit for time served. The court cost in this case is $402, but you will not have to pay the court cost because the time that you spent in jail has already paid it off. Therefore, the court cost will be taxed and retired. Ms. Schaefer, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
And do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Schaefer, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Ms. Schaefer, this will conclude your case. Please follow the bailiff and you have a blessed day.
You too.
Thank you.
Okay, I have a question. I'm on probation.
You what?
I said, I have a question. I am on probation.
You're on probation? Where?
Here.
Well,
Here?
um,
That's over with. Well,
This wasn't a probation case, huh? Okay. Okay. Hey. Hold on a minute.
No, Your Honor, this isn't probation. She received that on a felony case that she was placed on probation for.
yeah, it's felony's taken care of, Judge.
Yeah, I was not, it was asking, whether or not, she pled guilty or no contest, and in the paperwork, it was guilty, so that's what we was, making sure that the paperwork is correct. Mr. Eaglin, have them to take your mic off of mute. Tell them to take your mic off of mute. The bailiff can take the mic off of mute for you.
Knock on the door.
Take his mic off of mute. Thank you.
How you doing, Your Honor?
Fine. Now, Mr. Eaglin, now this is cause number 330-866. The case is styled the state of Texas versus Armani Mendel. Mr. Eaglin, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Eaglin, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Eaglin, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, sir, I do.
You may put your hand down. Again, how are you doing, Mr. Eaglin?
I'm doing okay, Judge Holmes. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Now, Mr. Eaglin, You're represented here by your attorney, Mr. Tom Burbank. Mr. Burbank, do you waive a record in Mr. Eaglin's case?
We do.
Eaglin, I have before me an information that alleges that on or about September 15 of 2021, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of criminal trespass. Mr. Eaglin, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir, I do.
And to this charge, Mr. Eaglin, how do you plead guilty? Not guilty, no contest.
Guilty.
Now, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir, voluntarily.
And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes, sir, I am.
Mr. Eaglin, I have before me a document that is titled "The Misdemeanor Plea Management" is also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. On page 2 of this document, there's 2 sets of initials. One set is your attorney, and the other set next to your attorneys is AE. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir, Armani Eaglin.
Yeah. And on page 3 of this same document, there's a signature above the line that's titled "Defendant." Did you sign this document?
Yes, sir.
And on the next document, which is titled "The Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal," there's a signature above the line that's titled "Defendant." Did you sign this document?
Yes, sir, I did.
And there are 2 boxes that's checked at the top of this document. The first box that's checked that this is a plea bargain case, and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And the second box states that you're waiving your right to appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir, I do.
And Mr. Eaglin, did you sign a document out there that is titled "Discovery Certification" on paper?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Eaglin, prior to signing and initialing these documents that I have just mentioned, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir, he did.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir, it is, to the best of my ability.
Okay, now, State, I have before me State's Exhibit Number 1. State, you like to offer State's 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
No
Any other-
objections to States 1, Your Honor.
No objection, State's Exhibit Number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Burbank, you've advised in counsel, Mr. Eaglin, is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Eaglin, your attorney, Mr. Burbank, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir, I am.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir, yeah.
Okay, Mr. Eaglin, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea of guilty and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
The agreement is for 7 days county jail with credit for time served, tax and retire the court costs.
Mr. Eaglin, the state is offering that you serve 7 days in the Jefferson County Jail, but you will not have to serve any more time in the Jefferson County Jail because you've already served 7 days. Therefore, you'll be given credit for time served. The court cost in your case is $327, but you will not have to pay the court cost because the time that you spent in jail has already paid it off. Therefore, the court cost will be taxed and retired. Mr. Eaglin, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir, I do.
And do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir, it's fair enough. Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir, I do. I accept it.
Okay, Mr. Eaglin, I will follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Eaglin, this will conclude your case. You can follow the bailiff. You're free to go. Well, you can follow the bailiff and have a blessed day.
Yes, sir, you too, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Attorney. Thank you, Ms. Julie.
See you later. May I be excused, Your Honor.
Yes, you may be excused and you have a blessed day as well, Mr. Burbank.
You too, Your Honor. Thank you, Julie.
Bye, Ms. Julie.
Mr. Burbank?
All right, Mr. Burbank.
Tom,
Hey, Mr. Burbank?
I thought I'd be able to get out of here.
Mr. Boyd is,
Yeah, Daniel.
On Keith Garrett.
Did
I
we
have
do
the-
Keith Garrett?
Gary. Gary? No,
Do we
we
have
didn't do
paperwork?
Gary.
I'll have the motion to forfeit signed down there in the courtroom if you want to come get it and have him sign it and let judge just admonish him on Zoom, and I'll dismiss the case on the for the forfeiture of the weapon.
How am I going to get him to sign it in jail?
We could fax it to him. We can fax it to the jail.
Can you do it right now?
Yeah, if he brings it down, we could have it faxed, unless he can fax it over to the, yeah, either way, it could be faxed over to the jail.
I'll come down and get the form real quick and fill it out, and then we'll